I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Judge, the creator of Beavis and Butthead.
Somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Comes the movie Your Boss.
Looks like you've been missing a lot of work lately.
Well, I wouldn't say I've been missing it, Bob.
Doesn't want you to see.
Humans were not meant to sit in little cubicles.
That's just a straight shooter with upper management written all over him.
It might be more fun to just get fired, and I've always wondered what that would take.
Office Space, rated R. On February 19th, work sucks, only in theaters.
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is another Patreon review, this time for Trevin. And if anyone's ever interested in requesting any other type of videos or whatever, you can do so either directly via my PayPal or part of my Patreon. The links are down below in the info box. Thank you so much. If not, no worries. But the movie you wanted me to talk about is Office Space. Now, Office Space, I've seen this film a couple times throughout my life, and it's a very fun movie. It's a very entertaining comedy. It definitely, although I've never worked in an office job, it's still relatable because of how much work sucks and stuff like that. It's directed by Mike Judge, who of course created Beavis and Butthead, among many other stuff. I know that he blamed the failure of this movie on the marketing, which I don't mind the marketing for the film. The poster, yeah, it's a bit iffy poster where it's a guy filled with Post-its. But at the same time, I didn't hate the poster. I think it's just one of those things where at that time, maybe it's just no one knew who the cast was. And that was a time where people were more willing to go see a movie either because of a crazy concept like The Matrix, or a sequel to a famous movie like Star Wars, or it was part of some phenomenon like Blair Witch Project. But Office Space, people like, okay, the title itself maybe didn't appeal to people to go see in the theater, and it's like, I'll wait for video. Because sometimes that happens with that kind of stuff. But still fun comedy. You have, I believe the actor's name is Ron Livingston as our star. He goes to work each day, gets in traffic jams. He has his boss who's like, yeah, okay, need another copy of that memo. Yeah. And I recognize that actor. That actor been a lot of TV work. And it's one of those things where I believe he was on this TV show for a short while called American Gothic. And he definitely reminds you of the boss that you just fucking hate. And he might not be being flat out asshole, but he's kind of condescending in a backward way. And you're dealing with this guy, you're dealing with the co-workers, which are friendly to our lead character. You got one guy whose name is Michael Bolton, and he's getting tired of people asking about it because, similar to the senior Michael Bolton, no way I should change it. He's the one who sucks. And then you have this other guy who just getting pissed off because this fucking printer keeps screwing up. PC low letter, what the fuck does that mean? Actually, it's the Michael Bolton guy who says that. But definitely gives that feel of just being this dead-end job day after day, just hating it, despising it. And our lead character comes home. Diedrich Bader, who was in the TV show Drew Carey had. You see him in a bunch of other movies. He's the neighbor. And he's asking our lead guy, well, what do you want to do? And our lead guy goes, well, if I had $1 million, I would do nothing. And he even goes, well, you don't need $1 million to do nothing. And what kind of sets our lead character off is, and he knew this was coming, and if we've all had this happen at work, where things are okay, things are eh, and then you're about ready to leave, and last minute the boss is like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to come in tomorrow. Yeah, that would be great. And on top of that, oh yeah, yeah, I'm gonna need you to come in Sunday as well. Okay, all right. Like, they're trying to be cool with you, but they just did a dickhead thing and fucked you in the ass, and they didn't give you permission. And they didn't care for your permission. And then he does what all of us would want to do. Fucked it, stays home, sleeps. Even though the guy keeps calling, the boss keeps coming, avoids it, and decides to have a new goal in his life. He does nothing. It felt great. He goes off to ask Jennifer Aniston from Friends, the TV show, among others. She works at this place that had all these fucking buttons you have to... Apparently after that, people in restaurants, there's a lot less buttons and shit they had to wear. And there's some bit of trivia where Mike Judge went to a place and they said, yeah, people saw that movie Office Space, and even people who ran these restaurants, and they saw that, and because of that, they're like, yeah, let's lay off on some of this fucking gear that we're making our workers wear. I do remember when people had to wear all these fucking buttons all around, but not so much nowadays. What they call flair, at least that's in the movie, the flair. Where's your flair? And Jerry asked, is like, well, I got like 10 of them on. Yeah, but you got the minimum. See, he has 20. I don't remember the number, but the general gist of it. And Mike Judge is a very talented guy. I mean, he did Idiocracy, which sadly is a documentary now. I love Beavis and Butthead, both the original show. When they rebooted it, I loved that. I wish there was more of that. I loved the movie. I wish there were sequels. Man, I loved Beavis and Butthead. And he's a very talented guy, very smart guy, and very funny. You know, the characters he creates, like in this one you have Stephen Root, which this is the he's been in a lot of stuff, but this is the character I always think of, Stephen Root, where he's got the glasses that make his eyes look like a fish, and the way he talks of the character Milton. My red stapler, well, okay, but I could set the whole building on fire. Yeah, but you're taking my red stapler, and then no, I was told not to. I didn't have to move, but okay, but I'm going to burn it down. And that's what makes the film work. Number one, the relatability of work sucking so much and just wanting to quit, and then our main character just doing whatever he can to get fired, really, or just whatever. He saws a part of his office down. He tells it like it is to the main boss, and in fact they give him a promotion. These weird characters like Stephen Root's character. I've always liked Jennifer Aniston, even in films like Along Came Polly with Ben Stiller. I always found her likable personality, likable persona. Don't know her in real life, but I like her as an actress. I always forget that she's in this movie, but and Ron Livingston, I believe he was in Swingers as well, and I enjoyed him in that. And he's a good character actor. He had a big part in Vacation, the reboot, but The movie wasn't his fault. He was in it for like 2 minutes. But he's an actor that sadly didn't get a lot of work, it seems. But when I do see him, I'm like, oh, he's pretty good. Again, he's just doing whatever he wants at work. He's playing Tetris and he ignores his boss. He's like, no, I'm not going to do that, man. Yeah, well, okay, well, see. Actually, you know what? I gotta go. I gotta go meet the head honchos. Bye. It's sort of a dream, like fantasy fulfillment in a way, living vicariously through this character. Like, man, I wish I could do that at work, or I wish I could be, just do that. Of course, you would, and in reality, you'd be fired in 5 seconds. But again, a little bit of the fantastical part in this. But in a weird way, it's sort of it's a wish fulfillment, this type of movie. And again, I thought it was fairly funny throughout it. His co-workers make this plan where they take little bits of pennies from each. I don't know how you word it, but they pretty much said, oh, it's like Superman 3. Like, yeah, they did Superman 3. And then the other guy goes, yeah, underrated movie, Superman 3. So, being a sucker for Superman 3, I thought that was very fun. Right, I'm sure they don't really believe that, who wrote it, by judging them. But it was still fun to hear the character say that. Oh, yeah, like Superman 3. Yeah, underrated movie. So, I got some simple fun out of that. There's a scene where they steal that shitty copy machine, printer, whatever, and they just smash the shit out of it, which I can understand because there's been fucking items that I just wanted to smash and throw against a fucking wall, like an old computer that just kept fucking with me, and it's like, man, I wish I just fucking slammed you through the fucking wall. Never did, but we've all had machines that you just want to take. See, that's what I mean. It's stuff like that that makes it, because it's a little bit more relatable, makes it a bit funnier. Other recognizable people, Orlando Jones. He has a bit part here who's selling door-to-door stuff. At first he's talking funny because they're asking about, you know, any people who's in the criminal world. I do not know anything of any. I forget how he talked. And then he drops the ad, starts talking normally, and he's like, no, actually, I don't know anything about criminals. I don't know anything about drugs. I just say that to get my stuff sold. But now that I heard your plan, let's make a deal. You buy some of my stuff. And it all works out for the best at the end. And yeah, I would say the movie, if you like Mike Judge's stuff, if you've seen Idiocracy or Beavis and Butthead, well, maybe it's not fair to compare with Beavis and Butthead because it's not the same type of humor, but I think it's a fairly smartly written script. The cast do their jobs well. It's, like I said, even if you don't work an office job, it's relatable because of, you just see certain people, certain frustrations in the workplace. I reviewed a film a while ago called Waiting, which I don't mind, but that also dealt with a job that people hate, think it sucks. I liked Waiting with Ryan Reynolds. This is the kind of film that does it a bit smarter and a little bit wittier, funnier, compared to a film like Waiting, where Waiting, again, was sort of a wannabe Clerks. And while I did like it, I thought it was really trying to force shock humor, disgusting jokes. Here, it never goes that route. I mean, the most disgusting is, at one point, he tastes a fish and fucks it around. Not fucks it. That'd be a different movie of a comedy today. But he cuts it a little bit up, and I forget what he was doing with it. If he just was messing around or if he was going to do something else with it, I forget. But again, I like that Mike Judge didn't try to force in those type of shot, jock, cock, dick, pussy, fart, puking type of jokes. Like I said, it was a bit wittier and funnier than that stuff. Yeah, it has memorable characters like the Stephen Root Milton. My red stapler, my red stapler, and okay, that's the last straw. So yeah, the cast worked well. It went at a good pace, and it was a funny movie with some likable characters and relatable situations. And yeah, for anyone who hates work, which is everybody, this is worth a look. This is fun. Nothing big, grand. It's a small scale comedy. But maybe that's for the better. Maybe that's for the better that it worked out that way. So, has a little bit of a nice charm to it. So, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.